Welcome to Geek Buzz. I'm Nixie Pixel here to talk about nerdy stuff that tickles my neurotransmitters, like more games that I just think you'd be insane if you haven't played them. Well, you know, not to judge or anything. I'm not judgmental, am I? Brought to you by Audible. Number 5, Mist. I know it's umpteen years old now, but it was amazing, gorgeous for its time. You cannot deny it. In fact, I think I was, I don't think I solved a single puzzle in that game, but I was walking around like shiny. Actually, that game is still for sale for like $10, which for an ancient PC game, that's kind of unheard of. Number 4, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. This particular game, I remember playing all summer, and I was so freaking detailed. It was unbelievable. I made these little JPEGs and uploaded them to my little stores, so every single store that I had selling cotton candy or whatever kind of carnival fair-esque stuff was my own creation. Now that I think about it, it sounds really meticulous and like not even fun. But I was really excited to tweak all the settings that they had, and can we say hacks? We could build like a roller coaster that went vertical, and that wasn't allowed unless you knew the codes, and it was really exciting. Number 3. Ooh, and I almost forgot to give some love to a racing game, Road Rash. So I guess it's not really a racing game per se, but you whip people with chains, you smack them with bats, you're a legit biker. Do you remember how all the police officers are like Irish for some reason? There's like, oh no, Escape O'Leary, and then O'Malley, and oh, they have an affinity for Irish people. Cue inexplicable outfit change. Number 2, Fatal Frame is fucking scary. Say that 5 times fast. Fatal Frame, Fatal Frame, Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame, Fatal Frame, Fatal Frame. Wow. The game is terrifying. I love all the video game genres, really I do. RTS, FPS, RPG, any other acronym you can think of, except survival horror. Now, I can play Fatal Frame with the lights on and some kind of cheery music playing, but I can play it. It's about these 2 chicks, pretty little cute schoolgirl-esque chicks, going through a haunted mansion, and apparitions appear. And they are not your garden variety apparition. They are scary apparitions. And the only thing you can fight them with is not a proton pack, you can't cross the streams, you have a camera. I feel kind of helpless every time I play this game. But that's not to say that it isn't exquisite amounts of fun, and it really is. My favorite thing about it, I love a good story, and Fatal Frame has an epic story. I think it's award-winning, in fact, so that has to mean something. I guess what sets it apart from scary games that I can't play, like Resident Evil, BioShock, and Silent Hill, that I have to kind of cower with a blanket over my head, Fatal Frame, you kind of help the ghosts along, is what it feels like. When you capture them in the camera, they're freed, so it goes along with that, I guess, that concept of liberating the spirits and all that other hippie shit, and I just like it. Number 1, Dragon Age Origins. Now I know I talked about Baldur's Gate in the last video of my all-time favorites, but this would be kind of my modern interpretation. This is a definite fave. The graphics were really kind of unprecedented. I was like, oh, this is really pretty. Ooh, this is shiny. Loot all the things, and it definitely made me engaged, as well as playing the multiple people in a party. I really dug that. The storytelling in Dragon Age was badass. A lot of times with RPGs you feel like you're making a choice A to get to point B, and it's very formulaic, if you will. Not so with this game, and the voice acting for once didn't suck hemorrhoidal anus, and I approve of that. I also have to give them props because they didn't give spellcasters the shaft with no reach around like most role-playing games do. What I mean is there's tons of spells and abilities, and those spells can combine with another spell in order to make super spell. So if you throw oil on the ground and light it on fire, you are doing an epic, non-meme version of kill it with oily fire. Speaking of flaming death, there is a sequel to the game, Dragon Age 2, which can die in a fire as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and the last point as to why I love Dragon Age Origins is the soap opera-like sex life and love life. You can take pretty much any member in your party and convert them to like your gender, like other genders, and like every other person in your party. I mean it, you can take Liliana, have her meet Isabella, they get it on, or you could bring Zevron into the picture and he's just kind of a man-ho. You can get all three of them together to do it and then include yourself for an epic foursome. And no, seriously, check this out, I made a video on it.
Keeping an eye on the both of you.
And what about you, Zev? Shall we? For old time's sake?
Oh, Isabella, you and your ridiculous appetites.
Thanks for allowing me to force feed you my favorite video games once more. I promise it won't happen again. Be sure to give that llama some love and subscribe, and I will do my very best to talk nerdy to you later. Hey Nixie, what time is it? It's time to pay my bills. No, seriously though, I'd rather have my addiction to sci-fi sated by sound waves. What passes the time better than listening to the unabridged version of Hitchhiker's Guide while you're stuck in traffic? Audible.com has the answer to the great question of life, the universe, and everything, as well as 100,000 plus titles sure to charm your cochleas. Just go to audiblepodcast.com/geekbuzz and get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. It will help you be a cunning linguist. I cannot do the sexy eyebrow thing.